Hello, good afternoon to all are present here. Wishing you all a very happy Independence Day. May Maa Bharati bless us all with peace, prosperity, unity, strength, and progress. Bharat Mata ki one day. So, friends, I am Meena Lama, welcoming you all to today's book launch on behalf of Chanakya Aanvikshiki Private Limited and HarperCollins. I am Radha Sir's student. I take pride in saying that I am his student. I am working with him for more than a decade now, and the responsibility Sir gave me was to handle his global branding in marketing. So, a very warm welcome, a heartfelt welcome to each one of you. It is a privilege to welcome you all to here at this venue. It's a very special venue for all of us, and it is a really an honor. शिक्षक साधारण नहीं होता, प्रणय प्रलय और निर्माण दोनों उसकी गोद में खेलते हैं. So Radha sir always used to tell us that कोई भी शिक्षक साधारण नहीं होता है. वो एक असाधारण व्यक्ति होता है जो इस देश को बना सकता है, देश को चला सकता है. So that was he. So today we are here to celebrate a asadharan shikshak, an extraordinary teacher, his legacy, wisdom, and lifelong contribution. A lifelong contribution, what he gave, we all know, and a remarkable mentor he was. And he was India's best-selling author, the number one business author. And today we are here to launch his book, his one of final authored book, Arthashastra, The Art of Leadership. So I know you all are very excited for this function, and today we are actually witnessing a history because today's date is very special, and in this today's program I'm going to say why this date is very special, 15th August. So his book and his teachings have touched millions of people and inspired them to do their best in their life. So today we are not just launching a book, but we are unveiling a legacy. We are celebrating a teacher. We are, remembering a mentor. And we are carrying forward a vision by Radha sir. So I think a huge round of applause for Radha sir and for you all also, because I know in Mumbai reaching on a very is very difficult on time. It's raining and it's weekend and it's 15th August. Still you all are here. So again a huge round of applause to you all. So friends, every important beginning is made more, meaningful when it starts with prayer and a moment of reflection. So now I invite our beautiful members of Chinmay Yuva Kendra to grace the stage and present the invocation through a beautiful rendition of devotional song. So I think with huge round of applause, we'll welcome them. With Nandana Prabhu, with Aanvikshiki Pillai, Sindhula Venkatraman and Ms. Shailaja Venkatraman. Girls, please welcome on the stage. Vakratundra Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurumede Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Ya Kundindu Dusharharadhavara Ya Shubhravastra Ya Veeravaradandamanditadara Ya Shvetapadmasana या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापः. Guru Brahma
रूप जानो, शिव का स्वरूप मानो। गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो, शिव का स्वरूप मानो। गुरु के समान नाही दूसरा जहान में, गुरु के समान नाही दूसरा जहान में। ब्रह्म रूप जानो, शिव का स्वरूप मानो। गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो, शिव का स्वरूप मानो। पाप से बचावे गुरु, ज्ञान को सिखावे गुरु। पाप से बचावे गुरु, ज्ञान को सिखावे गुरु। ब्रह्म से मिलावे गुरु, तुरीय पद ध्यान में। ब्रह्म से मिलावे गुरु, तुरीय पद ध्यान में। गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो, शिव का स्वरूप मानो। गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो, शिव का स्वरूप मानो। यह श्रुति वेद कहता, गुरु बिना ज्ञान कैसा। यह श्रुति वेद कहता, गुरु बिना ज्ञान कैसा। ज्ञान बिना मुक्ति कैसी, आवे तेरे ध्यान में। ज्ञान बिना मुक्ति कैसी, आवे तेरे ध्यान में। गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो, शिव का स्वरूप मानो। गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो, शिव का स्वरूप मानो। वनमाली राधा रमणा, गिरिधारी गोविंदा। 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 नीलमेघ सुंदरा, नारायण गोविंदा। नीलमेघ सुंदरा, नारायण गिरिधारी गोविंदा। वनमाली राधा रमणा, गिरिधारी गोविंदा। भक्त हृदय मंदारा, भानुकोटि सुंदरा। 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 नंद नंद गोपवृंद, नारायण गोविंदा। नंद नंद गोपवृंद, नारायण गोविंदा। नंद नंद गोपवृंद, नारायण गोविंदा। नंद नंद गोपवृंद, नारायण वनमालिका गिरि जिस हाल में, जिस देश में, जिस वेश में रहो। जिस हाल में, जिस देश में, जिस वेश में रहो। राधा रमण, राधा रमण, राधा रमण कहो। राधा रमण, राधा रमण, राधा रमण कहो। जिस रंग में, जिस ढंग में, जिस संग में रहो। जिस रंग में जिस ढंग में जिस संग में रहो, राधा रमण रमण राधा जिस नाम में जिस धाम में जिस काम में रहो, जिस नाम में जिस धाम में जिस काम में रहो, राधा रमण राधा रमण राधा रमण कहो, राधा रमण राधा रमण कहो। जिस योग में जिस भोग में जिस रोग में रहो, जिस योग में जिस भोग में जिस रोग में रहो, राधा रमण राधा रमण राधा रमण कहो, राधा रमण कहो। जिस हाल में जिस देश में जिस वेश में रहो, जिस हाल में जिस देश में जिस देश में रहो, राधा रमण राधा रमण राधा रमण कहो, राधा रमण राधा रमण राधा रमण कहो। शिव कैलाशों के वासी धौली धारों के राजा, शंकर संकट हरना, शंकर संकट हरना। तेरे कैलाशों का अंत न पाया, तेरे कैलाशों का अंत न पाया, अंत पे अंत तेरी माया, ओ भोले बाबा अंत पे अंत तेरी माया। शंकर संकट हरना, शंकर संकट हरना। बेल की पत्तियां भस्म और धतूरा, बेल की पत्तियां भस्म और धतूरा, शिव जी के मन को लुभाए, ओ भोले बाबा शिव जी के मन को लुभाए। शंकर संकट हरना, शंकर संकट हरना, शंकर संकट हरना।
Thank you very much for this. I think again huge round of applause for him. So now may I request our esteemed guests to kindly grace the stage for lighting the lamp. So I request our chief guest Dr. Rajan Garunkar sir, Dr. Shubhda Joshi ma'am, Shri D. Shivnandan sir, Shri Mehul Shah sir, and Mrs. Surekha Radhakrishnan Pillai ma'am to come on the stage. So we are having a ceremonial lighting of the lamp and inaugurating this special occasion. Our teammate from Chanakya Aanvikshiki Private Limited, Karthika, is helping them. Our chief guest, Dr. Rajan Vivekar sir, D. Shivanand sir, Shubha ma'am, Cha sir, and Surekha ma'am. A lamp dispels darkness and knowledge dispels ignorance. Today we are, today as we are lighting the lamp, may we also ignite the light of wisdom within us. Thank you very much. May I now request all our dignitaries to take their seats. प्रमुख पाहुण्यांना विनंती आहे त्यांनी बसून घ्यावं आणि आपण आपला पुढचा कार्यक्रम सुरू करतोय. A huge round of applause for our dignitaries. Thank you. So, welcome everyone. So, may I now request Surekha ma'am to present a bouquet to our guests. So, I request Surekha ma'am to come forward and present a bouquet to Dr. Rajan Vivekar sir, the chief guest of the event. A huge round of applause. Shubha Joshi ma'am. And this present Pool Chokolachi Bakri, Vishunanan sir, and Meghna Shah sir. And now may I request Dr. Shubhadar Joshi ma'am to present a bouquet to our dearest Surekha ma'am. Thank you very much. So friends, as I in the beginning of program I said today we are actually witnessing a history. Why? There is a reason behind that. So now and we are towards at the very important part of today's event, and that is the launching of the book. So may I now request our dignitaries to launch the book. I'll request our teammate to hand out the copies to our chief guest and guest of honors. Today, we are witnessing a history. The reason I say is 15th August 2010, Radha sir's first book was launched at the same venue in Mumbai University. And after 16 years, we are today launching his final, one of the final contributions, Captain Chandler, The Art of Leadership. I think a huge round of applause. And I know Radha sir is here and watching all of us. I know it is very overwhelming. Sir, wherever you are, please bless them. I know you are here. Yes, we all can take maximum pictures. Do share it on your social media and do tag, which Radha sir always used to tell us in this program. You please take photographs, videos, and share on your social media, and let the wisdom of Chanakya reach to the world. And that was the motto of his life. Thank you very much. Now we have a very special video to show you all. So I'll request the team if you can please close down the light.
People often ask me why Chanakya still matters. The question that troubled me journey begins with a question. Mind led me far beyond the world I knew, beyond centuries, beyond memory. Greatest treasure of all. Here, questions matter. Ideas travel farther than ours. Some sought to silence it, others carried its fragments away. Yet, the greatest loss was knowledge that could not be recovered. And yet, ideas survive. One person willing to remember generation. It passes through us. The rest is up to us. I hope you enjoy reading my book. This is Arthashastra, the art of leadership. Acharya Chanakya. This is my guru.
And I know you all are very like overwhelmed, but thanks to Ajay sir for this beautiful video. I think huge round of applause for Dr. Ajay Prabhakar sir. Those things concept, those that's and him all the ideas. So thank you so much. Quite overwhelming. So now I request our chief guest, Dr. Rajan Vivekar sir, to guide us with his keynote address. But before calling him here, I would like to say a few words about him. We are really very fortunate to be, to have him with us today. About sir, he is ex-vice chancellor of University of Mumbai, vice chancellor of Atlas Skilltech University, is a distinguished academic leader with over 36 years in Indian higher education. Also led institutions like Aura University and Yashwantrao Chavan Maharashtra Open University. And friends, today we are here. It is, a sir's idea to be at this venue, and he's been there with Radha sir since many years and guided him. And it's a really wonderful occasion and wonderful thing to have him with us today. So one more thing, like Rajan Vevkar sir has also compiled this very beautiful book, Gandhi at 150, on the occasion of 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi ji. And I am very happy to tell you, sir, I was present for that event at university's main convocation hall with Radha sir. And in this book, sixth chapter is written by Radha sir, and the name of the chapter is Gandhi and Chanakya, nation builders of different age. So, sir has a beautiful, wonderful contribution in this literary world. So, sir, thank you very much for blessing the event. Now, may I welcome sir on the stage with a huge round of applause. We welcome Raja Gayatri, sir, to guide us. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. So today I'm standing here with a mixed feeling, but life goes on. Honorable Dr. Shivanand Sir, Dr. Shubhada Joshi, Mr. Mehul Shah, a person who's going to take the baton forward given by Radha. I used to call him Radha. Srimati Surekha Pillai and their beautiful children. Invitees, friends of Radha, and all those who are present in this auditorium. I am happy that his first book and the last book, I am present in the launching ceremony. That is a privilege for me. And that too in an auditorium of University of Mumbai. Of course, the convocation hall I have not built it. I have not constructed. I was not part of that. But I can claim that this auditorium, actually I had changed the plan. This was a godown and then I changed this godown in the basic plan and converted it into a theater. And actually this is a 3D theater and I loved it when it was constructed and I am happy. Why I am you? I am happy that Radha's book is today published in this auditorium. That is a great moment for me. I'm sure I thought that I will speak just like that. But in the morning, a thought came to my mind is if I have to speak in 10 minutes, then I must prepare myself and then write so that I don't commit any mistake by saying whatever I would want to say and tell the contribution of this young boy to whom I met in 2001 when I was working with Dr. P.C. Alexander in Rajbhavan. And then I saw a spark in this young boy that time. And I thought that this young boy is going to remain in people's mind, जिसको हम हिंदी में अमरत्व कहते हैं. अमर आदमी कैसे होता है कि वो शरीर से नहीं लेकिन अपने विचारों से लोगों के दिलों और दिमाग में रहता है, उसे अमर कहते हैं. चाणक्य अमर है, लेकिन धीरे धीरे चाणक्य का ज्ञान जो आज की लोगों के तक पहुंच नहीं रहा था, वो राधा ने पहुंचाने का बहुत बड़ा काम किया. And then in 2003, because of that meeting in Raj Bhavan, I invited him to Commonwealth Secretariat. I was working in Commonwealth Secretariat for some time. So then I invited him for a leadership program where young people from 53 nations, 54 was Pakistan. It has been removed from that group that time. So from 53 countries, all young people came. So I selected Radha for that leadership program just because of the spark which I had seen when he met me in Rajbhavan. And later it is the history. Then he worked with me in University of Mumbai, and then wonderful person. Ranjit is here. So Ranjit used to come with him and we used to meet. And I just can't forget his thought process, his helping nature, and all the time enthusiastic. He will never say no to whatever I say. If I say that Radha, you have to go for this program, and he will immediately say yes and then go. So thank you, Radha, and we will take your thoughts ahead. Now I will read my speech and the thoughts which I had written in the morning. Today is a day of mixed emotions. Our hearts feel a bit heavy because the brilliant mind behind the books we are releasing today is no longer physically with us. Dr. Radha, our beloved friend, Radha Krishna Pillai, who was a friend, teacher, philosopher, mentor, and author, has moved on to a higher realm. We miss his warm smile, his humility, and his infectious energy. But as I look around this room, I do not see the gathering of mourning. I see a celebration. Books have a magical quality, ladies and gentlemen. They ensure that an author never truly dies. Every time we open a Bible, his wisdom guides us, his passion ignites our minds. Today, through this final masterpiece, Dr. Pillai is right here speaking to each one of us. Who was Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai? If I had to describe him in simple words, he was the bridge. He was a bridge that connected two complete different worlds. On one side was 4th century BC ancient India, and on the other side was 21st century modern corporate life. Before Dr. Pillai came along, many people thought that ancient books like Chanakya's Arthashastra or Chanakya Niti were only meant for history classrooms or museums. They thought these texts were outdated, but Dr. Pillai changed that narrative forever. He proved that Chanakya's strategies are not just history, they are a living manual for modern leadership. What made him so unique was his deep dedication. He didn't just write motivational quotes based on hearsay, he did the hard work. He earned a master's degree in Sanskrit and a PhD in Kautilya's Arthashastra from University of Mumbai. Line by line, he took that deep simple, everyday English. All business owner could ease their day-to-day life. That was his true genius. Dr. Pillai did not stop at being a scholar. He was an institution builder. He founded the Chanakya International Institute of Leadership Studies. I am sure some of the students must be sitting in. He wanted to create and not just to be taught systematically. He was a record-breaking author. When his first book, Corporate Chanakya, its incredible sales, he went on to write over 20 bestsellers that have been translated into multiple languages across the globe. But look at the beauty of his reach. He wasn't just a corporate national corporations, our police forces, and brave men and women of Indian Army, Navy, and Air Force. Whether it was a young employee starting their first job or a high-ranking military officer, they everyone. It is in the book. Of course, tell people to buy, emphasize a few timeless concepts. Shiki, the art of right thinking. He reminded us that a true leader never reacts with anger or emotion. A true leader pauses, thinks logically, and looks at the big. Telling us that an organization needs 7 leaders and good managers to a healthy. He taught us about management, leadership, which is about self-discipline, management, which is about team building, and training, which is about continuous learning, to which we call lifelong learning. These are not just chapters in a book. Every single day, he was a teacher of wisdom and life. Dr. Radha Krishna Pillai, but his literary journey. These new books are his parting gift, written with the hope and society, which is need of the hour. The greatest tribute we can pay to the greatest tribute is to buy this book, read it, live by its principles. When I say read it means just reading doesn't help you. I used to say always that when you are listening, you're reflecting. If you're not listening, you're not reflecting. Reading doesn't help. But unless and until you reflect on each sentence, then only you will be able to understand the book. And therefore, you will have to develop how to listen to books also. I'm not talking about listening like audio and other things, but deep understanding of it. So live by its principles and share its wisdom with the world. Let us keep his flame alive by becoming the leaders he envisioned us to be. Thank you, Radha, for lightening the way. Your words live on, and so do you. Thank you all, and please enjoy these beautiful new books which are released today. One book we have released, but I think there are three more books which are going to come. So with this, once again, I will always remember Radha in my thought and in my life. I'm sure you also will remember him through his thoughts. So great. And thank you, Sureka, for making me part of this program. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sir, thank you very much for your keynote address. We all have a mutual feelings about Radha sir. So now I'll invite Radha sir's PhD guide. So Dr. Shubda Joshi ma'am, but before calling her here, I would like to say a few words about her. She was a president of Bombay Philosophy Society and director of the Buddhist Studies of Mumbai University. So she served as a guide to more than 30 PhD students and has more than 50 papers published in national and international articles. And her areas of specialization is Arthashastra, Indian philosophy, Saint Philosophy, and Bhakti. She is member of various administrative boards and selection committee of various university, and she has many publications on her name. Herself is an author, and she is also my teacher. Thanks to Radha sir, because of him, she is also my teacher. And Radha sir always consider her like he always used to say she is my mother because she nurtured him. And she is one of the finest philosophers of our nation. And her work is literally, I mean, it is very inspiring to all of us, the contribution she has in the field of philosophy. And she is, instrumental in building growing department of philosophy of University of Mumbai. She is actually our Saraswati. She always blesses with her knowledge in and as Sir mentioned about CILS department, Chanakya International Institute of Leadership Studies. So she and Radha sir developed that department, and I am the first batch student of that particular batch. We did masters in leadership science in that department, and we have many. Pranav Bhai is here was class. We were classmates in that. So that was a wonderful program designed by Shubha ma'am and Radha sir. So thank you very much, ma'am, for those beautiful contributions, and we welcome you here. Please guide us. Thank you.
Hari Om. It's a very difficult moment in the life of a teacher who has nurtured very close relationships with the student. So, how was the relationship between a teacher like me and a student like Radha? I remember he first presented his paper in Bombay Philosophical Society's meeting on philosophy of Chanakya. And I was quite impressed. And I called him. We had a discussion about it. And I had that thought in mind that Chanakya should reach to the youth of our country. When I thought of our country, I actually was thinking of the youth coming to Bombay University, and that too in philosophy department. But why did I mention this particular thought? Because that thought later on fructified. And Radha's thoughts really went to the youth of the country. We introduced the course. By then, we were forced to start certain certificate diploma courses because of the financial stringency as there was war in the Middle East. And then the funding, especially for the humanities, were cut down very heavily. And that too in the humanities, unfortunately, philosophy always comes in the last row. I still remember whenever people ask me, what do you do? I say, I teach. Okay, you're a teacher. Are you a school teacher? No. I teach in the university. Which university? University of Mumbai. I deliberately do that because I look like this only, like a granny, like a mother, not like a professor at all. And then what do you teach? And then I say philosophy. Oh, philosophy. It's very unfortunate that we are neglecting our legacy. No doubt that science and technology is important. No doubt that science of earning money and maintaining the records that how we are spending money, that is also important. So science, technology, commerce, accounts, all those things are important. But how about our history, about geography, our philosophy, our languages, and the amount of knowledge which is created for centuries together by our ancestors in our languages? We are neglecting all those. We are focusing on science, technology, fine. But when our students, our children, when they go abroad, in Germany they go, and people say, do you know Sanskrit? Because in Germany people know Sanskrit. They study Sanskrit. We don't. We can't even write Devanagari. You know, if I have to write on board Rigveda, my students would shout, "Man, transliterate, please write in English." How to write? They even couldn't pronounce Rigveda. They would pronounce it as if it is Ra and then Rukar. They didn't know even that there is a vowel called R, which is Rigveda. Why I'm telling you? I'm telling you that please, you are very influential persons in society. Think about the future of maybe your children's children, your grandchildren, maybe your people around. They should not be alienated to our culture. When they go to America, when they go to Germany, when they go to Japan, the first question because they have studied well academically. So what is my point? My point is philosophy was really looking for certain new grounds, and we were forced to earn stringency. So we started courses in yoga theory and because of the study program, you know, in the regional newspapers like Navashakti and people don't read otherwise, but because they give free advertisements, we gave them. And would you believe the first day I'd asked my office to get printed some 60 admission forms, thinking that this year there will be at the most 30 students coming for yoga course. Another year we don't have to go for the press. The very first day there was a long queue, and my office people were literally worried and came to my room and said, "Madam, sagre forms संपले." And there was a long queue. And I said, "Madam, आता काय करायचं?" म्हटलं आता असं करा, एक फॉर्म ठेवा, त्यांच्याकडनं मागून घ्या, आपल्याकडे झेरॉक्स मशीन आहे, त्याच्यावरती झेरॉक्स करा आणि त्यांना द्या. The very first day, 90 forms were sold. And then at time I realized that people want not only the asanas, because there were so many yoga courses who were teaching them asanas, people are also interested in the study of Yoga Sutras. The very first address to all those 90 or 100 people who took admission to yoga class, I said, why are you here? They said, no, we know what to do in asanas, but we want to study Yoga Sutras. I said, that is the point. It is the thought. You know, we are posed with a problem. To solve that problem, we search alternative, and that alternative always comes in a thought. And that thought, when it proves fruitful, that becomes a practice, the praxis. The praxis means that you are faced with a problem. You start a praxis, which altogether transforms your personality. It's not just the problem solved, but it is the entire outlook which gets transformed. And that is what all those who joined yoga, they experienced. So it was certificate course, it was diploma course, it was advanced diploma course. I said, now stop. We can't start. Then those students suggested, Madam, why don't you introduce 4 optional papers in yoga, study of a text, then also more in detail the practice and the theory. We had the epistemology part of it, the ethics part of it, the study of the text part of it, and the 4 paper of yoga introduced, and we introduced MA. That also, the batches were full. And at that time, Radha Krishna came into picture. So I already had thought of what the legacy can do to philosophy. And of course, Chanakya and Chanakya's thoughts, Chanakya, who was a kingmaker, who transformed the society, and transformation of the society came with the thoughts. So there was a problem. That problem was given a theory, a solution, a praxis which transformed not only the society, the problem was resolved, and the reply which was found was almost like for centuries and centuries together carried forward. I said, that is the power of philosophy. So I must take a lead with my colleagues, because I alone cannot convince the people. People will say, oh, she is the professor of philosophy heading the department, and therefore she is marketing. Mind you, that was not marketing. But Radha was very good at marketing. And I never felt bad about it. I said, if this is the current terminology which the youth can understand, let us call it marketing. I will not call it marketing. I will say this is imparting the knowledge, which will bring the transformation. But that the youth will realize it little later, because I belong to the earlier generation. So that is how Radha was introduced here. And then I still remember that the paper which he presented at Bombay Philosophical Society, and then we had a long discussion. And Radha, in his usual style, said, हाँ करते हैं. I said, करते हैं, पता है तुमको क्या करना है? नहीं मैडम, वो सब आप करिए. Means designing and then getting it through the various bodies of the university, वो सारा headache आप संभालिए. बच्चों को मैं लाता हूँ, पैसे मैं लाता हूँ, and along with Radha came Ranjit. He was working in a corporate world, and he also joined Radha. Again, for me, it was a cultural shock. मैंने कहा, सोचा है ना, you are leaving your corporate job and coming to philosophy department, the poorest of the poor department, and people will say, oh, philosophy, oh, philosophy. I said, मेरे लिए ठीक है, मैं digest करती हूँ सब, क्योंकि मैंने philosophy मेरे choice के साथ किया था, मेरे conviction के साथ किया था. Ranjit said, Madam, don't worry, we are there. So it started. And then, just as for yoga, we had outsold all our admission forms, and then the batch was full. So similarly for Chanakya, when I thought of introducing a small certificate course with Chanakya studies, of course with Radha and Ranjit, and all my other colleagues in philosophy department. Here, SIS college head Uma is there. She was also there in the journey. And I also see some other students who are the part of this particular journey. And now they are doing so well in some other institutions. My point is that we start. And when we started, I realized that, there is a theory behind it. That you are posed with a problem and then you start searching for the praxis. And that praxis means that it's not only just the theoretical thought, but the practical solution which is hidden in that particular thought. And then all of a sudden you get a solution. I said, this is what is philosophy. Philosophy is not just in the theory books. Otherwise, Chanakya would not have thought of writing Arthashastra. He could have given lessons to the king of something different. But Arthashastra was looked at as a text, not as a history text, but as a text which gives us the thoughts, the text which always brings some modifications and changes and complete transformation in our thought process. And that is what is philosophy. So, actually, the transformation, it's the transformation with when we realize that present as crisis and we search for our original answers. We don't imitate the West. We don't imitate any other country. Japan has followed this particular formula. Japan, of course, you are so many learned people sitting here. I don't have to explain it to you because you belong to the world not only of theoretical philosophy, but where actual application of this is there. So, reconstructing the past. And therefore, Radha's association proved very useful. I remember we had International Yoga Day, and for International Yoga Day, we had been to Delhi. And Ranjit also will remember, second AC of a railway, because we could imagine only of second AC. As a professor and teacher of philosophy, I could not imagine all the students carrying or taking by air. Though I was traveling, I still remember my first air journey where I was invited as the chancellor's nominee for interview panel at the university somewhere. And they specifically told me that, Madam, you are eligible for air journey. For me, it was a cultural shock. A philosophy professor. By then, I was a professor. Professor means it was a grade of a professor. Otherwise, anybody teaching in the college also is a professor. And I was at the airport reading a book. And the call was given. I closed the book. Somebody sitting right or left to me said, you're also going to Delhi? I was like this only. I said, yes. What are you doing? I said, I'm a teacher. I deliberately said, I'm a teacher. Oh, teacher. What do you teach? I said, philosophy. Oh, I was well familiar with that. Then I said, I'm a professor in the University of Mumbai and I'm going to another university as the chancellor's nominee to conduct the interviews in the university. Oh, madam. Oh, it means it's a great responsibility. I said, what do you think of it? Is it really a great responsibility? I don't think so. So, how we are looking at our legacy is important. How we are looking at our culture, our tradition, which has survived for centuries and centuries together, facing so many calamities, so many invasions, so many tortures, and so many bad days. We survived because we were guided by the learned people like Chanakya, the teachers. So the strength lies really in teachers. And Radha was one such teacher who was able to bring transformation in the youth. And that is how we started that particular course. I found in his approach a solution to this particular formula, the formula where the Westerners and especially the continental philosophers put this formula saying that present as crisis, then praxis, and then comes liberation. You know, all our century-old teachers, those who are the Upanishadkaras, those who are composing the Vedas or giving knowledge of Vedas, grammar, Ganita, Vyakarana, all that was for solving the problems. And that was the strength of ours. My only point is that all his books, which Radha wrote, it had this particular point in his mind. He really wanted to bring that transformation because he was, some training was given to him at Chinmay Mission. Ranjit also. Early morning at Doordarshan, between 6:30, I listened to Chinmay Mission course given by Swamiji. Sometimes on Bhagavad Gita, sometimes on Upanishad. And I always remember Ranjit because I used to travel in his car after the work was over. We all three, Radha, Ranjit, and myself. And I used to get down at Mulund because he stayed at Mulund. And till then, we used to listen to the discourses. Dear members of the audience, I will say that the lamp of light, which is there in the Bombay University, and Bombay opportunities to many such bright minds, you also encourage this approach, this attitude, and don't shrug your shoulders when you listen the word philosophy. Because it is our ancient history, it is our ancient philosophy. I'm not talking about Western philosophy, even though that is the part of our course curriculum. That also had played a significant role in the Western countries, no doubt about it. But we should not forget our own legacy. And Radha has revived that legacy where he realized the problems of present, that is the crisis. And through his writings, he suggested a solution. Greatness. And I always, but being a teacher never didn't in at a movement. Teacher होता है क्योंकि टीचर का जॉब ही होता है कि थोड़ी कमियां निकालो ताकि स्टूडेंट को लगे कि नहीं मैंने सारा ही अचीव कर लिया, नहीं ये बात नहीं है. You know, it's like Dronacharya taking examination of Arjuna. No, I'm not Dronacharya. I'm giving the example that how perfect a student may be, still the teacher will say, oh, there is some room for improvement here. I always used to tell him, ये छोटी ऐसी तुम किताबें कर रहे हो ना, इसके बजाय एक बड़ा थॉट प्रोवोकिंग ऐसा कुछ बड़ा पुस्तक लिखो. कौटिल्य अर्थशास्त्र के ऊपर कुछ अच्छा बड़ा, क्योंकि जो आरपी कंगले का ट्रांसलेशन है कौटिल्य अर्थशास्त्र का, वो बड़ा पुराना हो गया है. और आई ऑलवेज यूज टू टेल हिम, बट यू नो, he was not a professor and he wanted money to run his family. He had his business also, and therefore he had to keep on writing and could digest easily. So that proposal, I think I wish he would have written a beautiful commentary which would have filled the gap. Maybe some of the Radha students, or maybe but I think it should be done. It should be done by, I know there are some students who have done MA in leadership studies. They can come together, they can form a group. I know quite brilliant students were there, those who were doing MA in leadership science, leadership studies. Now you can take the lead. Gather all those people who have done it and think of writing a detailed, I won't say word to word commentary, but some detailed exposition of the sutras in the right of context of present. So the formula should be present as crisis, then philosophical practice, that is praxis, suggesting that which can bring a change, a transformation. If that is done, that is a great contribution to not only philosophy, but it also would be a tribute to Chinmay Mission, to Radha Sir, to the Indian culture and Indian knowledge system. Thank you very much.
A huge round of applause to our Saraswati. Thank you, madam. So now I'll request our guest of honor, Rishu Nandan sir, to come and guide us. So Rishu Nandan sir is very popular among Radha sir students because he's the only this book, Chanakya Seventh Secret of Leadership is the only co-authored book of Radha sir, which is written with D. Shivnandan sir. So D. Shivnandan sir, as we all know, is a former commissioner of police and Police of Mumbai and Director General of Police Maharashtra, and India's most highly regarded IPS officer. And about sir, as I said, Radha sir had high regards for sir, and best thing is like Radha sir was always anytime go to him for guidance. And now sir is also written in second book, Brahmastra. So thank you sir for always guiding Radha sir, and we have always were there. So welcome here to guide us, sir. Thank you so much.
Dear friends of Radha, a very good evening to you. The most respected professors, teachers, guides, philosophers, and others who are seated, Dr. Rajan Velukar, Dr. Subhadra Joshi Madam, and my dear friend Mr. Mehul Shah, and the last but not the least, the very the Mrs. Doctor, she's also got a doctorate now. I think very fresh doctorate she got. Mrs. Dr. Radhakrishna Pillai, Sureka ji. And all other friends, like Pranav and so many others whom I have been interacting with. Two brilliant minds who are in the teaching line have spoken elaborately, very well thought out. They have written notes and they have spoken very well. After that, to come and bore you more about what they have spoken, philosophy and all that, is not very appropriate. I will only say that Tamil, there is a proverb which says, Yanai varum pinne, mani osai varum unne. Does anyone know this? Anyone knows Tamil here? 2, 3, 4, 5. So that says that the elephant is coming little far behind, but the bell, the ringing, the sound of the bell is heard before the arrival of the elephant. So rather, before he entered my room or before he met me, the first thing was this flashy smile will come, and later Radha will come. So I always admired Radha for his simplicity, down to earth behavior, scholar, author, speaker, entrepreneur, travel guide, traveler, and TEDx speaker. So, I mean, author of 24 books. This must be the 25th book. And most of the books are national bestseller. With so many such achievements, this man was the most humble person I have ever seen. I would never believe that he is the man who is heading the department of Chanakya's leadership and all that. Is he a PhD? Is he a achiever? But no, he wouldn't behave like that. But he had that aura. We met in a leadership program as usual in the Wellington College, and I had spoken to this bunch of doctors, eye specialists, and he was also there, and he started liking that and then followed it. I was Commissioner of Police Mumbai after the 26/11/2008 attack. I was busy. But when Radha brought his bunch of followers like the Jesus Christ and his 12 disciples, I had given them 5-10 minutes maybe, but we spoke for about 2.5 hours as Radha says. I said, बाद में देखेंगे पुलिस का काम तो बाद में देखेंगे इंडियन फिलॉसफी देखेंगे मैडम दैट इज द फिलॉसफी का पावर so police he came there also. Then this idea of writing a book came. Somehow he felt, even now I am not very convinced, he felt that a book comparing my work as a practical application of what Chanakya wrote 2000 years before should be written. So here is a model where somebody could follow Chanakya in a very dull, boring, rule-bound sarkari nokri. So that was a brilliant spark, and then we spoke about it for almost, it took 2.5, 3 years for him to write the book. The book was shown by this young lady, and I am shown as the co-author of the book. I have told multiple times earlier, even now I am telling, I didn't write a single line of the book, so I am not a co-author at all. So he wrote the entire book and gave me the honor of being called as the co-author. And believe me, I wouldn't have believed that this book would be selling like a hot cake. It has sold 1.5 lakh copies so far. Even today, 15 days before, I got a check of royalty from the Jacob publishers. Half would go to him, half to me. That's a very tiny sum I got. Even if I had written a new book, as the young lady said, Brahmastra Unleashed, I'm not going to get as much sales or as much revenue as that book would fetch. Even today, so I think 14, 15 years, still in the airports, you can see the bestseller rack, Chanakya's 7 Secrets of Leadership. About, the friends and things like that. Looking at the beauty of the book, the Shemadu people made a first time ever management movie with professional actors. Now, I don't know, many of you know that. It is available and that is done by. So that is Radha and that is his admirers who made he is there, but certainly he is there with us. He has not left us that easily. Just mention about Radha, and there so many friends of his are there. That is the beauty of the magnetism which that very early. I used to always say on the mic that write one day 6,000 books on each one of the sloka. He's going to write a book. That's what Madam mentioned, that somebody should compile all that and all that. I also used to tell Radha, "Arey, come on, yaar, हमारे पास भी एक South Indian, एक चाणक्य था कल तिरुवल्लुवर. He wrote equally fantastic book. And let us do a comparison of what 2000 years before two minds there, south and north. How did they write more or less on the similar lines? So similar lines. So he used to say yes, yes, but Radha didn't know anything about Tamil or anything about Thiruvalluvar. He was not very fond of Thiruvalluvar, I must say. As much as I was fond of Thiruvalluvar, he was very cold about it. But all right, I used to be enthusiastic about Thiruvalluvar because I was cold about Arthasastra, the Chanakya thing. So that is how it was. But I must say, Radha was full of life. He's a foodie. Whenever we met, I don't know, Pranav would remember, we used to eat a lot of foods, and then he was full of life, and he always looked forward to our meetings. He wrote a fantastic book on me. That Chanakya Seven Secrets of Leadership is nothing but a book on me, which is a fantastic tribute to a bureaucrat by a thinking mind like Radhakrishna Pillai. I cannot forget what he has done to me and to my policing career. So that is how we developed a relationship, and then we continued. Very short life of 52 years, maybe bright, brilliant people, very superior people are all wanted up in the heavens. So somebody called them over there. But I'm sure more books he has written, more books are there in the computer. If you can search, maybe we can find. He's mentioning about each one of those 6,000 sutras. Maybe a book would come one day. And I have come here not to give any studied speech. Two brilliant scholars have done that. I only would say that we have been like family. I would continue to treat this family in the same way. And I have come here only to say that this is coming out of a brilliant mind called Dr. Radhakrishna Pillai. This should be purchased by people. It should be read and understood. We must patronize this. Whether he's there or not, we should carry his legacy. With that, I thank Mrs. Sureka that she remembered and asked me to be here on a very emotional and a momentous occasion, as I would say, is Independence Day, and I wish all of you a very happy Independence Day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. So, sir was mentioning about like this book, Swami Amartya Janapada Durga Kosha Danta Mitra, 7 pillars of Acharya Chanakya is mentioned in Kautilya Arthashastra. One more thing, sir's one project, he started his NGO Roti Bank, which was loved and supported by Radha sir very much. And we always used to tell me when I used to handle sir's social media, so used to tell me now we have to post about Roti Bank. So, sir, thank you very much for getting that concept also. And one more thing I would like to tell about, so like this is the 25th book of Radha sir, and there is one book which we all must be knowing, Katha Chanakya, that was written in only in 10 days. So that, you know, how many books he had in his mind. So that is a brilliant thing about sir. And also, D. Shivnana sir used to come to university to teach us in Masters in Leadership Science. So all thanks to Shubha ma'am and Radha sir, you know, for getting such dignitaries, such people to guide us. So sir, thank you very much for your guidance. So now We have our one more guest of honor to speak with us. So, Mr. Mehul Shah, sir, he is a distinguished diamandaire and a veteran leader in global diamond and jewelry industry with over 4 decades of experience. He is currently served as a president of World Federation of Diamond Boss and vice president of Bharat Diamond Boss, and also today's sponsor for us. So, sir, welcome and please address us. Thank you very much.
Happy Independence Day. D. Shivanandan sir, Dr. Rajan Vilkar, Dr. Subhadra Joshi, Madam, Dr. Surekha Pillai, the respected dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege to be here today, especially when I am sitting between the professors, PhDs, and the most dynamic IPS officer of Indian history. One thing I must say about Sivanandan sir, before becoming an IPS officer, he was also a professor. Guru, I will use the word Guru. Late Dr. Radhakrishna Pillai, fondly known as Chanakya Pillai, left us very early age of 50. That sudden silence, India lost not only a brilliant scholar, a best-selling author, but a teacher, mentor, and modern-day torchbearer of our ancient wisdom, and above all, my best friend and an evergreen, always smiling person, Sadabahar, Dr. Radhakrishna Pillai. Since my younger days, my most favorite subject was always Chanakya. Chanakya's Arthashastra. The book, whatever I will see in the bookshelf on Chanakya, I will buy it. I read many books and always like to discuss on Chanakya. Very rightly said Dr. Rajan Velukar, not many people was interested in old subject Chanakya. Thereafter, I came across the book Corporate Chanakya. Amazing. Chanakya's principles in today's corporate world. Great. This is what was needed. And I desperately wanted to meet Dr. Pillai. But how? I didn't know how to approach him. Then I saw another book, Seven Secrets, D. Shivanandan. I knew D. Shivanandan. I called him, sir. Oh, I want to meet Dr. Pillai. तो बोला उसमें क्या है? मिल लेते हैं. And we invited both of them as a speaker. Amazing talk I ever heard in my life. Pin drop silence. And the way Radhakrishna Pillai narrated the entire, it was not only Chanakya, but it was completely on the self-development. And one thing I would like to share that Dr. Radhakrishna Pillai started his career from diamond business. Thereafter, we become closest friends and we were always discussing on the same common subject, Chanakya. Of course, Radhaji was the guru and I was a listener, but every day I was listening. His all 24 books, I have the signed copy. And this is my finest result. Dr. Radhakrishna Pillai dedicated his life to an extraordinary mission, making the timeless teaching of Acharya Chanakya relevant in the challenging time of this 21st century. Dr. Pillai combined religious scholarships with practical insights with many dimensions in his 24 books he authored. The writings of 2,300 years old become the reference and guide for CEOs entrepreneurs, government officials, students, and also for the ordinary citizen. I am a diamond merchant, and the diamond always supplies the best of the best diamonds to the world. And of course, Dr. Pillai was among them. For the entire diamond industry and Bharat Diamond Bourse, Dr. Pillai's teachings hold very special meanings. Diamond community of my age is not a very learned community, but they have a very thirst of learning, knowing things, especially the leadership, because though we are not so big qualified, but always we people take the leadership positions, and the person behind us or the person who guides us and teaches us is Dr. Radhakrishna Pillai. I am privileged to launch Radhaji's book, Chanakya Niti, at Bharat Diamond Bourse. I was the one who launched the book, and still I remember the hall was full of more than 200 people. Dr. Radhakrishna Pillai, though he is not physically with us, but he will always remain within us. On behalf of my personal note, my entire family, and Bharat Diamond Bourse and this diamond industry, we deeply admired his work, and I offer heartfelt condolences to the family, especially Madam Pillai and his son Arjun, his students, colleagues, and the vast community of readers who considered him as their guide. Thank you very much. May the teachings continue to light the path for generations of leaders. Om Shanti. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your support. As sir mentioned about the Chanakya Niti book launch, many of us were present over there for that book launch, and it was really a wonderful launch. So now, thank you very much, all the dignitaries for guiding us. I'll request Surekha ma'am to escort them. मी सर्व प्रमुख पाहुण्यांना विनंती करेल की त्यांनी पुढे स्थानापन्न व्हावं. आपण दुसरा भाग कार्यक्रमाचा सुरू करत आहोत. So we're starting a second part of today's event, and a huge round of applause to all the dignitaries. Thank you so much. So now we are moving to the second part of today's event. We have few more people to address us, and I would like to invite them one by one on the stage. Those who would like to speak about Radha sir's journey as an author. So may I now request Uma Shankar ma'am to please come on the stage. Uma ma'am. So she is a BA and MA in philosophy, PhD in Advaita Vedanta, and she's honored with many awards like Yoga Mitra Award, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan Award, and she is the author of book Philosophy of Madhusudan Saraswati. Dr. Uma Shankar, madam. Please, ma'am.
Good evening. After listening to such stalwarts on this beautiful day with mixed emotions, I'm also here to share some of the lovely moments I had with Dr. Pillai. We had, of course, a common idea was philosophy as a subject, which connected us. And as Shubhra Madam said, for the first time when he started the Chanakya studies at Mumbai University, and we were all part of the teaching community to encourage the first batch of students. And that continued for a few more years. For me, the last meeting that I had with him was just the day before he decided to leave the world, have a long sleeping journey. And we were together. And the previous day also, we had such long discussions on how do we market a book? How do we brand a book? And he used to tell me that constantly so much of writing that you have and so many papers that I've accumulated over a period of time in my academic journey. He had given me a systematic plan just 48 hours before he left and told me, this is how you need to publish the book, and I'm there with you as soon as we reach Mumbai, we'll have to do it. That was Radha. The passion as a teacher, and as Shivanandan sir said very rightly, the humility with which he always lived in our minds for something which is amazing. And there was a continuous learning aspect in him that charged all of us also. We could never have any ordinary or a simple chat with him. It was always connected to something that he had read a book or he wanted to share it, or a new idea that has come to him and he would ask us to work together. And these were the kind of thought process that always went with him. And when I was a principal of the SIS college, he said that at least for once we should introduce Chanakya. We didn't have it in our curriculum, but we had 2 days seminar exclusively on Chanakya Sattashastra. And that's how a large number of commerce and science and art students came together across Mumbai from various colleges. And they could have a glimpse of what Chanakya, as usual. He was the keynote speaker on that day, and he simply swept the audience so much so. And now with NEP, I was just telling him the other day, a month back, that we will have a 2 credit course rather on Chanakya. And let us do it, and then we can market it across to all the colleges also. So the passion that he has left behind, I'm sure, as other speakers said, that many of the young students, young researchers will keep the light burning. And that's one of the reasons why all of us are here together, not just to remember, but to celebrate Radha's life in such a way that he would also like to have it with all of us. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to remember him, to celebrate his life, and take the torch bearing. That spark that Velurkar sir spoke is going to really blaze forth. I'm sure the world will take it up that ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll request Surekha ma'am to present a bouquet to Dr. Uma Shankar ma'am. And Dr. Uma Shankar ma'am is also Surekha ma'am's PhD guide. Yes, let you have a viva with it. Thank you very much, ma'am, for guiding. Now I Dr. Ajay Prabhakar sir to come here and to guide us about Dr. Ajay Prabhakar sir. He's a currently building the AI age, and a author himself, a researcher, a thought leader, global advisor, senior consultant of United Nations, LinkedIn top voice, and former United Nations official. Dr. Ajay Prabhakar sir, please come on.
It's great to be here. Wonderful day. Independence Day. And what an occasion. I'll stand on all existing protocols of what has been established before. My memories with Radha Bhaiya, as I used to call him, go back to Balviyar days. When we used to be Balviyar, at least I used to be a Balviyar child, and he used to be taking Balviyar. It was a seva then, and also so many different activities. And we used to attend projects together in Chinmay Mission. One thing then was, which was like striking out, and which I still remember, was his laughter. So whenever like Gurudev used to crack jokes, he used to be the most expressive person there, and his with his shoulders he'll go around, ha, 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 ha. So that's something which still remains with me today as I talk about him. And then also his mimicry. He was a great, all the other aspects we talk about his writing and his oratory, but his mimicry is something which we missed as we, progressed to writing, or when he became more known for his writing. But mimicry was something which he was very good at. Even those days, like I remember the different, even yeah, he had different prizes from different competitions. So that's one more thing which I thought I'll highlight as I talk here. Um, as and I should also add, the past 10, 15 days have been really stressful for me. I would say stressful because, as you saw, and I was credited for the movie which was created. I had to recreate his voice. It is so difficult when you're thinking about a person and you're thinking about him all the time as to how his voice was, to hear his actual voice and then to recreate it through AI. And I'm so grateful that we could come at least so close to creating it so close as you could hear it. Thank you. But it was a very painful process because it brought back so many memories. I also need to highlight one more memory or one more shared memory that I had with him. There was once a time, like, of course, when I had joined SIS college and I was studying in SIS, and the first day he came to visit me in SIS college, and I told him, "Wow, that's great! If you could, come and visit me." And for the next I remember for the next month or so, every day he was in SIS college. Now that was also something like which I don't expect, but that's another way for you. I also thought I'll move away a little bit and present a fresh perspective rather than just talking about him. I also thought I'll talk about the book which we are here for, the presentation that we are here for. Now, as we started with the book, and in the book, the first question is Chanakya really relevant today? Is he, I mean, so many years later, I mean, who cares for a boring book? Maybe such a boring tone, what philosophy, and we talk about as Madame here said, philosophy, what is the essence of this book when we are in the AI age? And I'm glad to be coming from that angle because, I'm a practitioner, if I could call myself, of AI. So, and I've also, and every aspect of knowledge. In fact, from excavation, I've been an archaeologist working in the mines to excavating knowledge to really archiving it. I've worked with the Chimya Mission as an archivist and also with other museums. So every aspect, writing, preserving that knowledge into a book format, getting it a shape, giving it a direction. So I think when today many people ask ancient knowledge, including Chanakya's knowledge, I'm not authority about of or about Chanakya, but I would say ancient knowledge, is it really relevant today? Now that is a question which I also get asked many a times, and I would like to say this: uh, in the AI age, every aspect new technology has got newer dimensions, newer tools. Every workflow process, every part of the workflow is getting revamped. Before we know, it's sweeping everywhere. AI is sweeping everywhere, and it's affecting each and every aspect of our life. What's happening is AI is amplifying, it's accelerating change. Even before, when we used to talk about Bhagavad Gita, the common statement was change is the only constant. Now, now what's happening with the AI age is change is the only constant, but there are so many changes coming at so fast a speed. So it's accelerating, number one. It's amplifying. It's growing. The size of amplification that we have, the amplification that we have today of everything and anything is so immense. It's hard to quantify in a single talk. So when you have so many moving parts, when you have so many things moving, what can ground us? What can keep us together? What is that anchor? When in an equation, when we have
so many variables. What is that constant which can keep us grounded? Human beings for past 3,000, 5,000 or 8,000 years have not, the human problem has not changed much. The same, hunger, the same lust for power, the same, passion, the same challenges that each human faces so many years ago are the same challenges that we face today. So I believe the human machine is the same, and so the manual has to be the same. And that is where all this ancient knowledge. So again, going back to AI, when it is coming up with so many changes, there has to be one constant, right? When you have an earthquake, you don't look for another thing to move. You look for something to hold on to. And that's where ancient knowledge and books like this can really ground us, can keep us grounded, can keep us really being there. And that's where I feel we should all patronize this book, our own Radha Bhaiya's book or Radha's book, as we will call it. And I surely hope each one of us will buy one for themselves and buy more for people back home or people whom we would know. A wonderful pleasure. I thank all of you for listening to me. Thank you.
Ajay sir, Surekha ma'am, I'll just request you to present a bouquet to Ajay sir. Sir, thank you so much for guiding us. I would like to request Mr. Pranav Patel to come on the dais. Mr. Pranav Patel. Thank you so much, Rajan sir. G. Shivnandan sir. So may I request Pranav Bhai to come on the stage. Pranav is a disciple of Radha sir, student of Radha sir. We were classmates at University of Mumbai. Currently, he is a dean of IITM.
Thank you, Neha. I always keep saying this. Everyone has blessings. When we have God's blessing, we say we have Isha Krupa. We have our Pitru as our forefathers' blessings, Pitru Krupa. Blessed are people who have Guru Krupa, and rare are the people who have something called a Shastra Krupa. And I got that blessings through my Guru, Dr. Radhakrishnan, and that is why I'm here. Ma'am mentioned, and Dr. Rajan Vilkar also mentioned, Ranjit sir is very. I would like to give a little more detail and clarification on something. What Radha sir started in the Department of Philosophy, the institute was called Chanakya Institute of Public Leadership, a very unique program. A program where the whole of Kautilya Arthashastra was taught in a residential program, 6 months living inside this campus, studying Arthashastra 6,000 words, 6,000 sutras word by word. And it was a unique program in itself because 6 months students staying on campus, living, eating, traveling across the country, studying the Arthashastra, and doing all this at free of cost. Everything was taken care of. And then we used to ask her, where does this money come from? And the only answer was, if you have to work for the society has to take care of you. And that's what the whole thing started. That program, I was blessed to be a part of. Ranjit sir was also our teacher. So Radha sir and Ranjit sir together did that program. 4 batches of that, and that's when Mumbai University decided to translate it, I would say convert it into a 2 years Masters in Leadership program. And Chanakya International Institute of Leadership Studies is the result of that particular program. Today I have an opportunity of, with blessings of all my teachers, to also run a program on leadership at the institute called Indian Institute of Democratic Leadership. Some of our students are also here. Shubhla ma'am, you'll be very happy and glad to know, and Ajit sir, we just got all of them a copy of R.P. Kangle, Arthashastra Book 1 and 2, and we're making an effort to study 6,000 sutras word by word if we can this year. So that is something which we'd like to make an effort towards what Sir did for us, at least something which we can give back. and make that the book alive. And I'm not promising, but we'll try and make an effort to at least bring 6,000 sutras in life. Yesterday, just yesterday, and again these blessings of the Shastra and teachers, as I say. I was called for a conference to talk where it's saying about from Dharma Shastra to Constitution of India and Artha Shastra as a blueprint of Constitution. And I was sitting as a speaker, like everyone sitting here, and all the people sitting next to me were retired judges from Supreme Court to High Court to Sessions Courts and everyone. And I'm like, I'm from no background. Where does this come from? So it's just these blessings which carries on, and all credit goes to Radha sir for that, because he's the one who's really made us do. He believed, there's someone, as we say, people keep doing things. There are people who believe in things and then live by. And Radha sir believed in that Arthashastra. A lot of people say, Ramayana pe likho, kuch Mahabharat pe likho. He says, nahi. For me, it is Arthashastra. And look at it, the book which we are launching just after him gone is called Arthashastra. So thank you very much for everyone being here. We look for your support in terms of taking this knowledge ahead, taking Arthashastra ahead, taking Chanakya's work ahead and taking Indian knowledge systems ahead. So in whatever form, books are there. So as like said, please buy for yourself, your family, keep gifting, keep the knowledge across. Thank you.
Pranav, please. Yes. So we are presenting you bouquet. Thank you so much, Pranav. So I will request ma'am, So friends, we are coming to the very important part. We have an AV video, tribute video for Radha sir. So I'll request all the guests to sit there so you can have a wonderful view of that video. Thank you very much, Dr. Huma ma'am, Dr. Ajay sir, and Pranav bhai. स्टेजवरच्या लाईट्स बंद केल्या तर बरं होईल.
Have a successful life also, to have a purpose in life. Good teacher is the one who not only teaches in the classroom or creates great students, but also writes books for prosperity.
It's quite overwhelming to see, sir, the time we spent with him. So we really thank Brandcraft team for volunteering for this video. I think huge round of applause for them. They voluntarily come forward and told us that we would like to make one video for Radha sir, and they made such a beautiful video. Mr. Arvind Paraskar and team, thank you once again. So now we are coming to the last part of the event, and we will finish in the next 10 to 15 minutes. So now we, as we've seen, the journey Radha sir had, which was in the video, and that he promises to continue with his vision, and we are taking his legacy ahead. So now I would like to request and invite on the stage Shiv Bhaskar sir, who will be the upcoming director of Chanakya Aanvikshiki Private Limited, to speak a few words about company. Sir is, organization development consultant, leadership coach, and facilitator. So welcome. Thank you very much.
Sure, all of us are feeling the presence of Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai. For many of us, a friend. For many of us, a philosopher, a guide. Like all the wise inputs that have come from all our speakers today, the journey must go on. The ideas are here. We need more actions on the stage. So today we are lucky actually that some masters leave early. I'm actually a good friend of his, but I know that his departure actually has meant that there are so many new doors opened up for so many new Chanakyas to come out. I think that's ownership is what we should be able to take up. And I'm really privileged to be part of the Chanakya Aanvikshiki Private Limited. To take up the journey forward, we are really looking forward for great ideas, great people to come forward and say that here is what we can do to enhance the reach of whatever Radhakrishnan has put up. Not only that, but also in their own way contribute to this journey. It could be through ideas, it could be through knowledge, it could be through resources. I think all of them are going to be welcome. And I'm sure that Radha always believed that it is not his property. He took this as something that was a divine call for him. I still remember 25 years back when this divine call came to him. It was an instant moment saying that, look, I really want to go and dig deeper into the manuscripts of Chanakya, the Shastra. And from there to today, you've seen a journey, and the journey can't stop. So therefore, we're looking forward to enhance this. We'll have so many new ways of making sure that Radhakrishna is really relevant. And thanks to Ajay, the way you actually have given a new idea to most of us that an AI can actually help us look at another 20 years of Radhakrishna actually living and living his thoughts and ideas. And we are going to come up with many new ideas with help of each one of you here and those who are watching this online, that we can make things happen and the ideas just not stop here. Being here, encouraging us. Like a very wise person said, the chance to really look at who your friends are and who your well-wishers are is when they really come up to your adversity. Today, we have a family which is actually going through an adversity of losing a husband, a parent, and a friend. But more than anything else, how many people have turned up today here and also online and behind the scenes trying to support the family? I think it's a fantastic thing to see that rather believe that, look, somebody's going to take care of us. We don't really necessarily have to be there physically controlling everything. So I think I see that really happening in Sureka. I can see him through acting through all of us here. And I'm sure you're going to be helping us take this journey forward. Thank you very much.
Sure, sir. We would like to present you, okay? Sureka ma'am, please. Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to request Ramaswamy sir to come on the dais. So, who's heading, sir? So one more business unit as a CEO of Atma Darshan. Sir is a second batch student of Masters in Leadership Science and a management professional with over 30 years of experience in relationship management, business analyst, project transformation, management, and business development. I will request Sureka ma'am to present him bouquet at the start only. Sir. Thank you. Light बंद करो.
Good afternoon, friends. I'm at a loss. I was thinking a lot of things. I was listening to the stalwarts and the celebrities over here, and there's been some great work that has been done by Chanakya. While the knowledge is ancient, I think the wisdom is eternal, and that is something that CAPA, Atma Darshan, they want to take it forward. And I'm actually at a loss of words because we're very close. Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai and myself, we were friends for the last almost 20 plus years. And when he was first starting out with the idea of Chanakya Aanvikshiki, etc., he used to come home and we used to discuss with my wife and my ourselves, and we could see this enthusiasm and this passion that he had. And it's something in him clicked and it inspired him to take it forward. He said, this is what you know what it means. You know what it means. I mean, that's the kind of enthusiasm that he had to carry this power. It's like a wow moment that he had discovered something that, and there's a lot more to be discovered. There's some more, lot more to be shared. And of course, over a period of time, I think for a lot of decisions, we used to depend on him. My wife and him were better friends because they come from the same Chinmayananda Mission family. And there's a lot of values that are attached to how one conducts oneself. This is a very mixed emotional moment as well as a very happy moment as well as we move forward and take Radha Sir's philosophies and his life efforts that he has put in. We're going to take it forward. And I promise to do my best in this particular endeavor. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to request Bhavesh Kothari sir and Minal Kothari ma'am to come on the dais. So they are from Millennium Divas. It's a woman-led community that celebrates the woman making impact through education and entrepreneurship. It brings together women who are reaching new heights in grief, vision, and determination. And they are here to sign a MOU with Chanakya Aanvikshiki Private Limited to take sir's work ahead. Huge round of applause. Thank you very much. I will request Surekha ma'am to present them the bouquet. I think for their initiative, a huge round of applause again for them. Thank you so much. So now I would like to request Purvi Ghosh ma'am to come here. She is getting associated with our team of few projects and she will talk about it. She is a postgraduate student of Sanskrit Arthashastra from University of Mumbai and has a wonderful journey and also fan of Radha sir. Purvi ma'am.
Namaste everyone. I got my copy. I hope you get yours. So today is a very special day. We've come together for the release of Sir's book. There's a sense of pride, also a deep sense of loss. Sir has left us with an extraordinary body of work through his books, his teachings, his lectures, which are available online. He has brought the wisdom of Chanakya and Arthashastra into the lives of thousands of people of different generations. But there exists another part of his legacy that I will briefly mention. These are outside his books. So one such legacy is Chatur Chanakya, Sir's well-established program that takes the wisdom of Chanakya to young minds aged between 11 to 16. I'm very happy to share that Meena ji and I will now be taking Chatur Chanakya forward so that Sir's vision and teachings continue to reach the new generation of students. It is our small way of ensuring that his wisdom, the work that he so passionately worked on continues to live in schools. There is yet another legacy that ma'am has conceived that we would like to help preserve, and we need your help on that. And very sadly, but in a few months from now, on the first anniversary of Sir's passing, we have planned that we would like to gather all the memories of Sir that lives among us and present it in a coffee table book celebrating the person, the teacher, the legacy of Dr. Radhakrishna Pillai. If Sir has touched your life, and he has, in some way, we invite you to share that story with us. It could be a photograph, a personal memory, a letter, even a message from him, or something that he has inspired in you. Please share those with us. These are thousands thousands of things that are available. And for generations who will only know him, not like us who have known him personally, but will know him only through these stories that we can gather and put out together. So this time it will be a book that is written by the life that Dr. Pillai has touched. So thank you very much, and thank you, ma'am.
I will request Surekha ma'am to present a bouquet to Gurbi ma'am. It's a very interesting project we run with Radha Sir's guidance, that is Chatur Chanakya, and soon we will announce about it as Gurbi ma'am said. Now I will request all the guests to take their seats over there. So we have a wonderful presentation, and somebody else also going to speak with us today. I think more 10 minutes and we'll finish the event. Now I will request a very special person to speak with us. Our dearest Surekha ma'am. So about Surekha ma'am, she is the director of Atmadarshan Private Limited, president of Kanak Sabha Performing Art, and a director of Chanakya Aanvikshiki Private Limited, and our guide. She's always there for us after Radha sir left. She's the one who's such a strong pillar. I mean, I'm short of words to speak about her, but she's the strongest woman I have ever seen in my life. So she's a guide. So, ma'am, thank you very much for what you do for us. And I will request her to, summarize about today's event, to speak about company and the things. So, ma'am, thank you very much for everything. And she's now about to get her PhD degree also. So, will be Dr. Surekha Radhakrishnan Pillai, ma'am.
I think it has to get manifested now. Since all of you have called me doctor, so let it be. I have my idea. Om Gurubhyo Namaha. You need to write a book. Tell me how many of your hands are up. You need to write a book. I think 50% of people agree. That's what this is one of the messages he gave to almost everyone he met. He was deeply passionate about both writing and reading. If someone had a story to tell, experience to share, or even just an idea, he could always say, please write it down. Let us document it. It should be read by generation to come. So thanks to HarperCollins, they really pushed Radha this time that he writes the book, and it is one of his last authored books. So thanks to HarperCollins for really pushing him to write them. His passion for knowledge was beyond measure. Whatever he did, he gave it his 100%, whether it was writing, teaching, or building a business. Before he became an author and took writing seriously, he started Atmadarshan, a spiritual tourism company, which he ran passionately for many years. Through Atmadarshan, he traveled to so many temples across India. I remember him coming and telling me, Sureka, I have been so many temples. Now I am getting bored. Every temple seems to have the same things now. But those journeys, part of his own journey of knowledge. Then came CAPL, Chanakya Aanvikshiki Private Limited. And that journey was an adventure in itself. His dream was much bigger than simply writing books. He wanted to take Indian knowledge to the world. He wanted people to understand our roots, our ancient wisdom, and the knowledge tradition that India carried for thousands of years. I remember that at one point he had an opportunity to go to the United States and settle there, but I choose to stay back. Why did he choose to stay back? He told his parents are here, and he real India was his Punya Bhumi, where he belonged. And that is how he's written. Good seed of knowledge slowly growing into a tree. That tree is in front all of us. But a tree, it needs people who will nurture it and protect it and help it grow. And I believe our responsibility now is to find those right gardeners and nourishers so that the knowledge can become a forest of knowledge, reaching far beyond what even he imagined.
I would like to end by saying that your presence here today means a great deal to me, a great happiness that I have got. Your presence is a reflection of the love of knowledge and, more important, his love for people. As my kids would always say, he was people's man. He believed that knowledge should not be kept to yourself. It should be shared and documented, taught and passed on. One should read and then write. That's what you should say. So, on behalf of our family, I thank each one of you for being here, for remembering him, and for being a part of this journey. Thank you. Om Guru Pyo Namaha. Thank you, Surekha ma'am. Now there is only one very important person left to address us. So here's someone very, very special, and he would like to address all of us via AV. Special person will definitely take little time to come. Radha sir always used to say कि टेक्नोलॉजी है समय लगता है.
Yeah, intelligence can come faster. But artificial takes time to come.
This is the last part. After this, next 5 minutes will be finishing the event. Till the time the technical thing is coming in place, I will just request that if you haven't purchased the book yet, please do purchase. And today you will get that stamp copy. And also, as Radha sir always used to say, that purchase the book, read the book, learn Kautilya Arthashastra, and not just be the student, but become the teacher of Kautilya Arthashastra. Teach Kautilya Arthashastra, take Chanakya's wisdom to the world. And through his books, he has left a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge for all of us. So I think I remember sir always telling, if you have read Kautilya Arthashastra Chanakya Niti, you will never cry and regret in your whole life. And that was his words, and I truly believe that, because when first Chanakya Niti came in my hand, that was from my father. And I had the same thing in my mind that if you read Chanakya Niti, you will never cry in your life. And I was so fortunate to have Radha sir as my teacher. So we have one request from Mr. Stephen Fernandez. He's wrote something for sir, and he would like to recite that. So Stephen sir, please welcome. Please, sir.
Namaste, friends. Shubh Swatantra Divas to everyone. Jai Hind. This is on freeing ourselves within. And once you free yourself, then you're a true leader, dedicated to a mentor, guide, friend, and a wonderful human being, Radha sir. This Independence Day, as we stand and salute our Bharat Mata with pride, let us ask ourselves with honest hearts, have we truly set ourselves free inside? Free from intolerance that divides, free from hatred, anger, greed, free from jealousy that poisons hearts, free from turning away those in need. To be a leader must first be free within, from ego, from fear, from self alone. For only the one who conquers self can truly lead and make others one. And if we can conquer these demons, intolerance, hatred, greed, and despair, if justice, equality, and compassion become the values we share, then truly let the Tiranka rise to the heavens. Let our tricolor proudly dance in the morning sun. And from every heart and from every corner, let one mighty cry become one. Bharat Mata Ki Jai, Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Steven sir. Steady? Still taking a little more time, but no problem.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today is a very special day for me. Thank you for being here and for being part of the launch of my book, Arthashastra, The Art of Leadership. I'm truly grateful to see so many guests, dignitaries, friends, students, and well-wishers here today. Before anything else, I want to say a very big thank you to my wife, Sureka, to Aanvikshiki, Achi, to Arjun, and to my entire extended family. I love all of you. You have been my greatest support system. My pranams to my gurus and my heartfelt thanks to all the distinguished guests and dignitaries who have taken the time to be here today. Of hard work, patience, to my friends, thank you for always too many people part of this.
Radha sir is always a special person for all of us and always remain. Thank you, Dr. Ajay Prabhakar sir, for attending. And we all know that sir, person Now we are coming to the last part of this. One more thing about Radha Saleki always used to say, don't fight battle alone. Take your friends along. So always used to say, always take your friends and work together, collaboration. Today's event was really successful that there are important people vote of thanks because Radha sir always and it's truly we can see that always, his friends are always there to help us. So now we would like to thank University of Mumbai, Vice Chancellor Sir Dr. Ravindra Kulkarni Sir, Pro VC Dr. Ajay Bhamre Sir, Deputy Registrar Mr. Ashok Bhode, Sound Team of University of Mumbai, Suresh Anna, our caterer, Sai caterer, our sponsor Bharat Diamond Host, then Harbour Collins team, Mr. Anand Padmanabhan sir, Ms. Trisha, Ms. Kritika, Ms. Mahendra, Mr. Mahendra, and then our wonderful Chanakya Aanvikshiki Private Limited team, that's Ms. Kartika, Lakshmi Thevar. I think we round up about everyone. Ms. Riya Maurya, Reshma, Ms. Reshma Yadav, Ms. Nandana Prabhu, Ms. Rupal Solanki, Yogesh Dada, Mr. Yogesh Raurade, Mr. Milin and Mr. Tushar, Mr. Jayesh Solanki, Joy Bhai, Mr. Pranav Patel, Pranav Bhai, please. Ms. Mansi Thakkar, Mr. Purvi Ghosh, Nandana, yeah, Mr. Samarth Chaurasia, who helped us going YouTube live. Acha, okay, nobody's there to take. And so thank you everyone for being a spot. Yeah. Yeah. So now I will yeah. Now I will request everyone to stand up for the national anthem. Yes. Yes, Bharat Mata Ki